They have to have proof of,
residency.
All right.
So today we are going to be having a discussion about relationships and people's definition of relationships, what our ideas of relationships are, how we view it, and all of that. So I'm going to say first that people don't understand the true definition of a relationship. I think that people take the word relationship too lightly. You know, when you were growing up as a kid, like if you were born anywhere between like 1985 and 1991, you are kind of an okay person for your generation. Like, because that we
Right.
grew up in an era where motherfuckers had relationships. Like, yeah, granted, a lot of black families didn't all have dads and stuff, but they mom had a man in their life. You know what I'm saying? And nowadays, it's not really like that. First of all, nowadays, most people mamas ain't but fucking 10 or 12 years older than them. So that in itself does not allow you to be able to form decent relationships with people because you don't know nothing about the world. You know what I'm saying? You run around this bitch ass backwards. Ass first.
Well, shit. I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to really tell y'all about being in relationships. So I'm not in a relationship right now. I'm single. But no. I have been in relationships before, and there is just a lot of trials and tribulations that you have to deal with. And then on top of that, a lot of people don't know how to sacrifice. A lot of people don't know how to sacrifice in relationships and put that person ahead of you, because most people only care about themselves. And especially most people only care about themselves when they haven't accomplished anything in life, or they,
Or
where they feel
anything.
like they need to be. So a lot of people, it'd be hard for them to care about other people and how they feel.
Right.
And I think that's the main part about relationship, more than it is like, okay, listening and all that other stuff. Because people could tell you, well, you have to listen, you have to be patient. Yeah, that all is also true. But I feel like, and
Had to kill
you
her. Nah.
having to listen and be patient and all that other stuff. We have to be willing more than
Right.
anything. We have to be willing to sacrifice, willing to be patient, willing to be wanting to be in a relationship and wanting to work things out. And then on top of that, we have to give a shit about other people's feelings, which gets hard when you got your own feelings in the way. You know what I'm saying? It'd be hard for a lot of people to care about how other people feel when they have their own feelings in the way, and that's a big part of the problem. We in relationships, we have to learn sometimes how to put our feelings to the side and cope with our significant other's feelings.
Not to mention, um, when you talk about feelings and stuff, you have to remember it's not just a word. Just like love is not just a word. Like we've gotten to a point in time where love is just a four-letter word. Loyalty is just a tattoo, and people don't understand the true meaning of those two words. Like, first of all, people always take the word relationship. Let's break it down, right? A real Asian ship. A real Asian ship, okay? You gotta be real with the person that you finding yourself liking or thinking about being with, because a relationship is 90% of trying and 10% of sitting back chilling. Like, it's cool and everything for you to be with a person, like, because they got stuff or because they can do stuff for you. But at the end of the day, are you really going to have that bond and that connection, and that commitment to that person? Because what happens when what they can do for you or what they're beneficial for is no longer valid or is no longer around? Like, if you the type of female that dates a lot of guys that are like street niggas or drug dealers and stuff, them niggas are liabilities. They liable to make you fall in love with them and then not be the fuck around when you really need them, or not be there, period. Like, you know what I'm saying? They got expiration dates and stuff. And that sucks. You gotta be real with yourself too. Like, people are not real and honest and upfront with their goddamn self. And which is why we end up living in a world where, like, bitches is mad calling niggas thirsty because you walking around out here with your ass cheeks hanging out. Like, who the fuck decided that shit was okay? Like, why is it okay for you to be a fake person? Like, why is that the cool thing? Like, oh yeah. Like, if I hear one more person say the word finesse, which usually means finessing something, is supposed to mean that you're easing it. But finesse nowadays means to rob a motherfucker in the sweetest way. That's
Shit,
ridiculous.
you easing that money up out of another nigga pocket. But no, let's not get off the topic. Let's not get off the subject. We talking about relationships here, and she right. At the end of the day, a lot of people are unreal from the beginning of their relationship, which is why it causes problems later. Because you can be fake all you want from the beginning, but it won't last. Because you can't continue to be something else or something that you're not. You can't continue to pretend to be somebody you're not.
Unless you're a
So
sociopath.
if you come into the relationship like you just nice, you that gentleman, you like to take care of your girls, and that's not how you really is, it's not gonna last long. Because you're not really like that. And then on top of that, I think a lot of people we jump into relationships without getting to know that person, as best as we can before we get into a relationship. And that's really the problem. That's why 85% of marriages don't last because you truly didn't know that person before you got married.
Mm-hmm.
And people think that okay, maybe you should wait to have sex and blah 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 blah. Blah. I believe that. I believe that sex is probably should be the last thing on your mind. But I'm also a firm believer into testing the product out, before you take it home. So if it's not like Best Buy or Walmart and I can't go and pick up the cell phone or the game controller and switch around through it and figure a couple things out with it before I purchase it, it's probably a purchase that you're gonna end up regretting.
Buyer's remorse, relationship remorse.
So when people get in these relationships, we need to be as real as we possibly can from the beginning. When we're getting to know people, we have to let people know who we really are, which is hard for most people nowadays because a lot of people have walls set up so that they don't get their feelings hurt, and a lot of people just afraid of rejection, afraid to get their feelings hurt. And we got to be willing to risk that if we're going to be willing to jump out here and get to know people and get into relationships, because it makes no sense to hop into relationship after relationship when fuck it, just be single. Just be single. And if you're a type of person that, okay, you just want to fuck, make sure you tell people that. I just want to fuck. If you want a relationship, make sure you tell people, I want a relationship. If you already in a relationship, but it's coming to an end, make sure you tell people, hey, it's complicated. But you need to tell people that. That's the problem. We need to stop lying. Especially a lot of niggas. See, once niggas realize once you stop fucking lying, you can have any bitch you want and as many bitches as you want. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Niggas would be better off out here because you can have 3-4 girlfriends. You just got to know how to have 3 or 4 girlfriends. As long as you telling the truth, trust me, there's plenty of ratchet ass bitches out here that'll know you got 3 girlfriends and still want to be your 4th. So, she had no problem with being number 4.
Right. She don't mind being Thursday. That's her job. No, but seriously though, and I have a word. I got one word for everybody. I'm trying to put one word in all my videos and everything for everybody to remember, and it'll make my entire speech and my whole video with me and my sister just so easy. And the word for this week,
by the way, I am a girl.
The word for this week is facade. 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 It means a fake or an illusion. Most houses,
a fucking mirage.
Most houses have facades. Okay, facade is something where you'll see a raggedy house or something, and maybe you don't want to tear the entire house down because the structure is good. That's where siding comes from on houses. It's a facade because this is not really what the house looks like. The house probably really looks like a piece of shit up under this facade, but it's not. It's giving you this illusion that this is a beautiful home. People do the exact same thing. People put on facades. That's where that's where being fake comes in. That's where people who don't know how to live without the small things, like perfect example, ladies. Now, I got my weave in and I love my weave to death. Do not get me wrong. I love, love, love my hair. But there are so many people out here, like men-wise, that have been attracted to me long before I was wearing virgin hair. I don't like to put on a facade for people. I like for a person, especially a man, I like for a man to know exactly who I am when he meet me. Like, you might catch me looking ratchet as fuck. You might catch me with an afro, lashes off. Like, all of that stuff is good to have, but a facade is only going to last for so long.
Okay. And that's it. And to end the video off, we're going to end the video off with a couple rules to relationships. Maybe it'll help you out, help a couple people stay in the relationship they're in right now. So at the end of the day, first rule, be honest. Be honest with yourself, be honest with your partner. Second rule, be willing. Be willing to love, be willing to trust, be everything, that you can, willingly.
Rule number 3, don't get upset if you make mistakes. No relationship is going to be perfect, but if you are, rule number 2, willing to go that extra mile, then you'll bring yourself to rule number 4, which is to allow yourself to love somebody and to allow them to love you back.
And last rule in the book is never tell somebody you love them when you don't. That's the worst thing you can do. is tell people you love them when you don't. Because people expect a certain type of love from you, and when they can't get it from you no more, it causes extra problems, you know. Especially if you're in a relationship already. If you with somebody and you don't love them, and you're not there no more, it's 2014. It's time to start breaking these things up, you know. And we out.